Welcome to this episode of the Shire project off-grid. It is getting close to mid-March. The weather is fantastic. The nights have been a little bit on the cool side, a little bit too cool for me. Where we're at in this part of the season of planting is getting a lot of things started. I am doing squash up in Kentucky. They're getting all their brassicas done and ready. So if that helps out, I made a post about that. If you guys follow us. If you don't follow us, you missed out on that. You'll start your brassicas late. It was just a rule of thumb. For those of us in the South, yes, we can start our brassicas now, or you probably should have started them indoors or planted them outdoors a couple of weeks ago. Will I give it a shot? Sure, I've got some seeds. We'll put them in the ground. So Nathan and I have been vigilant on our ground here that got cleared. It's the front of the house. That is the east. This is the old garden bed, the shaded garden area. That is to the south. And again, Clyde came in. This was covered, and I mean covered in briars, blackberries, and whatever native plants took hold. But this is completely scraped down. And there's about 1, 2, I guess if you call the back of the pond, that could be three terraces. Out here working on the grow bags. And that would be these things. Basically what we're going to do is revitalize those pots and try not to disturb more than 1 inch or 2 inches of the topsoil and mix our compost in. As we seed start, we'll be able to get those plant starts in that soil. But yeah, it is springtime and the chickens are now laying eggs. As you can see, the daylight is fantastic out there. Oh! Yeah, my daughter is awesome, huh? She got Daddy a new present. Appreciate my new hat. Nice and big. My neck, my shoulders, all that stuff stays nice and cool. And it's the correct color for being down here in the South. And it is very befitting of being off-grid and micro farming in general. But without further ado, let's bring you over to show you some of the plants that we have started here. So can you guess what this is? No, it's not a delivery of Chinese food. This is the most budget-friendly, cheapest thing I can get close to a greenhouse, since I don't have a greenhouse at the moment. I am using your typical standard thank you in Walmart bags. And inside, we'll show you what's in here and what we've planted to germinate, to keep them warm and moist so they don't dry out. But there you go. The cheapest greenhouse on the planet to start your seeds. So I'm going to need a greenhouse for all these little pots since they're all herbs and it could get cold. And we need some protection from the sun. So I'm thinking the Walmart bags over each one. And we'll tie it on the top, and that'll give our a little greenhouse. This way I won't lose a lot of water, because if it dries, it dies. Put the plastic bags over the top, we'll tie them, and that will keep the moisture in, keep the heat in. From the seed bank pile, we planted parsley. We've got cilantro. We're going to try thyme this year. We're going to go with a lime basil. We'll test out tarragon. I have no hopes, but we'll give a shot with rosemary. We have never grown it before. Dill. I've had a lot of no success with the New Zealand spinach. Give that a shot. I've got 4 seeds in there. This is an alfresco mix. We have garlic chive. We have just a basic generic chive. This is going to be the white Libson bunching onions. And behind that we have the parade bunching onions. So that's what I worked on really quick. Just something new for this year. Testing just a little more every time. See what we can do, see what we can grow. In back here in one of these farmer starting trays, rows of 3 or 2, we have spaghetti squash, we have spooky pumpkin, which is breaking ground, and that's the first seed to do that out of all these squashes. Cherokee bush pumpkin, Jackby little pumpkin, the famous Ford Hook zucchini squash to get really large here, and jack-o'-lantern pumpkins there in the back. In this back area, these are just your typical standard field pumpkins. I believe the name is Connecticut. Most of these have come up so far. And some have broke ground completely. So more pots full of compost that are ready for seed. And here in our compost pile, I'd say we've collected about 80% of it, the stuff from last year. And this is all the stuff from this year. Shredded paper, cardboard tubes, a lot of carbonaceous material. We'll get the electric tiller out and I'll blend that all back in and get that ready for next year. We have here is summer early straight neck yellow squash. Hopefully those come up. Looks like the black beauty squash is coming up, just in one of those containers. My wife Sharon has reseeded the bunching onions again, and those are cleaned up and picked clean. We cleaned up the oregano that came back, but we reseeded that. And there's a second pot of oregano that has come up, and we reseeded that as well. In this 2-gallon pot, she has her red Reuben basil. And in this pot, she is doing her sage broadleaf. On the upper back pot, we have spearmint. But a lot of these pots, we just have to get them seeded up. We're not ready yet. It looks like pumpkin. Some sort of pumpkin is coming up. And we'll get these transplanted out into the backyard. So it's pretty wet here. I have good faith that that 50 to 70,000 gallon pond, 70,000 gallons, 40, 50,000 filled. Once we get the liner in there and get all the water in the French drains in that route over. Yeah, we're gonna put French drains in, right? I just don't want the top of the soil taking the brunt of the water as it's wide and it comes in short and then it rushes. That'll cut through the land. So right where the pond is, the big divot in there, there are 3 terraces. And in those terrace lines, I want to put a T-post on one end and then 40 to 50 feet down the other end. And then we can string some wire. And then as my plants, such as cucumbers or my tomatoes, I'm just having bad luck with them the last couple of years due to irrigation. The wife dug out the small solar irrigator that we have. We can fill up every week and stick out here and set the drip irrigation just to minimum. The ground doesn't dry. I mean, it does, but it doesn't dry. It's clay, so it holds a lot of moisture. But where the plants are, they're just going to be drinking it up, especially cucumbers and squash and watermelons. All those big fruits and vegetables are going to drink a lot. We want to keep that ground area kind of wet. I'm notorious for not watering enough. I go out every day and we do water the plants, but it's not a really good deep watering. If I miss a day or two with the sun being out, the soil crusts over, it goes hydrophobic, and when I pour the water in, it looks like it's going down the center, but it's probably running out the sides. And the cloth pots that we use are not ideal. Plastic pots, wonderful, they keep the water in, the water figures its way down and exit the bottom, great. The cloth pots, it leaks right out the side of the bags. That's what it does. If I lived in the South, the color bags that I would want for summertime would be a light green, a yellow, a white, some light colors that reflect the sun, keep them nice and cool. Nice cool roots, happy, happy plants. Up north, you're going to want those dark gray, dark black, dark brown, dark blue, dark red colored bags, purple, whatever they got. Dark colors that really attract and absorb the sun and keep those roots a lot warmer. Who's happy? Peppers and tomatoes, obviously, or most plants in general. We appreciate everyone for tuning in. Thanks for watching the Shire project off-grid, and we'll catch you on the next one. See ya. But yeah, it's summertime. But yeah, it is springtime. We're gonna go with a lemon. What? Black Beauty is breaking the ground. So this here is a little Harbor Freight. This here is a little Harbor Freight special. This is my battery pack for filming. With the green bag, this is an alfresco mist. We'll get the lawnmower out. We'll get the my face and this giant nose of mine doesn't get burned. Basically, we have to, belt, my pants are falling down.